You know what? I'll be first to admit I was not a fan of the original Deadpool. It was funny on first viewing, but after that, you try and watch it again a few times, and it really, it was revolutionary in what it did. It made it possible to make a hard R in America, that is, well, 15 certificate in this country, in the UK, uh, action superhero comic book film, and still maintain an audience and generate a lot of money. Kind of influenced Logan and where it could go. So it was revolutionary in that standpoint, unless you count Blade that came before it in the around the period of Batman and Robin. But it was revolutionary in the modern day comic book sense. But I didn't like it. There were some things that just niggled me about it. Some of the language was not necessary. The nudity was not necessary. That to that extent, I accepted where the character was. So I went into Deadpool 2. You know what? If it's enjoyable, I'll be happy. But this film is absolutely incredible. Everything that I didn't like about the first Deadpool. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not a prude, far from it. And that usual sort of the language, the nudity, usually is kind of like an appeal. It will get you if it's done right. But I just thought that it was for shock value and to show what they could do and show the Deadpool character, but they kind of like missed the mark on it. But in Deadpool 2, it takes all the stuff they did right in the original Deadpool, and all this and literally throws it all in there, but it takes away all the stuff they didn't do so right, and all the little errors that they could have. That they kind of cleaned it all up. You know, I mean, realistically, and in terms of the film, it is like a bit of a rehash of the original in the sense that. A lot of the beats are exactly the same from the title credits, which title credits are absolutely fantastic. But in terms of it's similar to the Deadpool 1. I mean, that's not a spoiler, that's just the way it is. And the story, in terms of construction, is pretty much the same. But the story itself, the heart of the movie, it actually does have a heart, but I tells you that from the offset, is really good. And you genuinely feel for the characters in as much as you can in what is essentially a comedy action film. I mean, you could take the superhero element out of it, which would be a hard thing. But Deadpool is a comedy action film that just and it uses the whole comic book thing to maximum effect. All the things Deadpool can do in the comics, he does in the films, which as they did in the first. But it's like fine tuning the first one and making it accessible and making it incredibly enjoyable. I laughed from the opening to the end. I mean, you got to stay right to the end of the credits. There is no post credits, but just stay and watch the credits themselves. There's a nice bit of business at the end, and the mid credits, and a couple of mid credit scenes are absolutely fantastic. The audience was in hysterics. It's one of these things that you just stay to the end. I mean, I was on a on the first day screening, and and the majority of the audience actually stayed till the house lights were up and didn't get up until they were sure that there was not going to be anything post credits. I mean, Ryan Reynolds, takes the mickey out of himself more than he did in the first one. I mean, the cast they bring back, like the Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, Colossus, of course, Deadpool's girlfriend Vanessa. Backed up with like the kid from the new character, the kid from Hunt for the Wilder People, and of course Josh Brolin as Cable. Absolutely fantastic. Some nice cameos along the way. This is a film that you can watch on a second viewing, which I look forward to seeing a second time, just so I can see all the little bits I missed on the first viewing. But this is the thing. This is a hysterically funny film, and it works on every level. This is not a children's film, but I'll tell you this: after Avengers: Infinity War, you need this kind of light-hearted comic book film just to go, you know what, this is, and actually, it makes you laugh again, and it's just fantastic. Not that Infinity War didn't, but the way Infinity War ends, and if you haven't seen Infinity War by now, go see Infinity War. Then but this is like a great accompaniment, even though it's a different studio. So like, you know what, you can laugh at these things again, and it's released just long enough after so that Infinity War all set in and just before Solo, so it's got a good 1 week window to generate money. I mean, it is fantastic. It's a very, very enjoyable film. Ryan Reynolds, got his stamp all over it, and just go see this film. It is absolutely fantastic. Even if you didn't like the first Deadpool, which I didn't, Deadpool 2 is a worthy successor and improves on it. They say sequels never equals, but this one completely improves on it. and takes the groundwork they did with the original and makes it accessible to literally, it's more of an adult film, so don't take kids to it unless they're of a mature age. But go see Deadpool 2, absolutely fantastic film. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really look forward to seeing it and see what they do with the Blu-ray. Come on, we want a Deadpool 3 now.